Numbers. Hey. Man. So tonight, I brought my uncle with me. Black Sea.
Hello, Michael Tomlin. How are you? Hope all is well. Welcome to Small Biz Saturdays with Mo, which is a platform where I highlight small businesses and the products and services that they offer to the communities. Rob, he's here already. How you doing?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm good. Let me turn this up some. What you been up to? It's been a cool little minute, right?
Yeah, it's been a minute, man. So there's been a lot going on, but
where was that at Perch? We were at Perch, right?
yeah, I believe it was Perch. Yeah, we was there for a dinner.
For a dinner for Rob Hill.
Yeah, for Rob. Yep, a little get together. It was a great event.
How have you been? I've been watching all of your. I mean, obviously, just love everything about what you're doing and continue to support it. How's everything been?
It's been good. Just kind of, I guess you could say, adapting to the new, and just trying to figure out, where you fit or how you must kind of like continue, you know what I mean, in this thing right now. So, yeah, I've just been, just kind of making sure that all of my stuff is good, and just focusing on, the art and focusing on the mental, as much as possible.
Yeah, I love that hat. Is that one of your hats?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay. The merchandise. We're going to get into all of that good stuff because you just continue to rebrand and recreate, which I really, really love. And for those who are just joining, my guest today is artist and art influencer Rob Hill. He is a visual artist. He has merchandise. His art he's sitting in front of his art right here. His beautiful geometric shape. This is his art behind him. Can you just talk to me a little bit about how you got started? First of all, where did influence from art? Where did that start and how?
I would say I started in my high school days, and I was always, I guess, someone that wanted to be different, in a sense. So a lot of times I would try to create my own flow with the clothes, some way, shape, or form, you know what I mean? Either adding some little touches or trying something new. So during this time, it was kind of like a little bit of a thing, like painting on your clothes, you know what I mean? A lot of people were airbrushing and stuff like that. I mean, I was just kind of doing abstract stuff on tees to match my shoes. People had the Jordans coming out or whatever. So a lot of times people would hit me up and, be like my mom, my sister, my family basically needs T-shirts to match the shoes so we could take pictures and stuff like that. So it kind of got into it from there. But I just started learning a little bit more about just the use of the materials and stuff like that. And and then after I got out of high school, it was I just kind of put it down, I put it down for a while. So
you were born and raised in LA, right? I mean, I can hear it, but right?
Yeah. No, most definitely. All over LA. No, but I spent I guess you could say the tail end of like school and stuff in the South Bay area, which is San Pedro, Torrance, stuff like that area over there. So. Yeah.
So did you have the support of your family and friends when you were immersing yourself into art? Because some kids they know that they're different and they do things than others, and some people have that support and others don't. Did you have that support growing up?
I would say I had support as just people around me for sure that always supported me, but I didn't have anybody that I would say was in that world to kind of I guess get me ready for it. You know what I mean? I think it's good to have people around, but then if you have the right people around to push you towards where you're supposed to be going, then you kind of get on track or get on your journey towards what you really want to do. Probably a lot earlier.
So you didn't have mentors early on
No,
in
I
your
didn't
stage.
have any mentors. I felt like, I mean, in my community, you know what I mean, almost even in the culture, like we don't have many like, black artists. Um, that's I guess that is like right there in your face that you know what I mean? Like we know the people that is known in a sense, you know what I mean? And then everybody else you have to learn for yourself. But I was kind of like I was creating, but I knew nothing about what I was doing. So it was like just you kind of being good at basketball, you know what I mean? Type of thing. And you just like they just throw you in the game and you just start hooping. Like, damn, it actually worked.
It actually works. So you just kind of like threw it to the wall and like it started to stick.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, I guess I was doing it like, unconsciously, you know what I mean? Just trying to create and be different and kind of be fly and, something kind of bloomed from it.
Yeah, so your signature are the geometric shapes. Did you start seeing those visually? Like, what was your process like when you first started seeing the shapes and the colors? Like, what was that like? Because that's what I'm really interested in. Like, how old were you when you
Oh.
first kind of started seeing like what these different shapes in your head?
I think color came to me a lot earlier. Um, for for me, the shapes and stuff didn't really come to me until about like 7 years ago, like 6 or 7 years ago, when I had a stomach surgery and I was in the hospital for a week. And basically, this was after I got out of the Coast Guard. I was in the Coast Guard for some time. So when I got out of the Coast Guard, I was kind of I was back to being a regular, civilian in the world. So I was, I was unsure what I wanted to do. But after I got out the hospital, I kind of had a meeting with a curator that goes by the name of Warren Brand in Los Angeles. He curates a lot of different shows and projects and stuff in Los Angeles. And he um, basically was like, man, you need to start painting again. And I'm just like you really never seen me paint, and I really don't. I don't even paint like that anymore. But he's like, you should paint, and I guess like the wake up for me, like to get back to it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you get away from things. I think that my life was back to a point where I can like I guess dive into like what I wanted to do, because in the Coast Guard you're not doing that. You're doing what they want you to do. So everything is very structured, and so yeah, I just kind of jumped. Um, After that, I found a book. It was about pyramids, and it's literally like a fifth grade book, but it explains to you like Egyptian history. So it's kind of like I just went like from ground zero, and I started reading this book, which it wasn't much to read. It was probably like 40 pages or whatever, but it was just talking about um, just everything that they did, like the Egyptians, how they created. Even like the tombs, what they're used for, the patterns and stuff like that that they were putting on the tombs. So like that kind of caught me, and I was like intrigued by this whole Egyptian. I kind of been into astronomy for a while, but like this whole Egyptian side and research that I kind of got into, I start to learn a lot more. So I wanted to start doing pyramids. And pyramids, those are just basically big ass triangles. So you know, from there, I was doing these like kind of like scenery type of things, like pyramids, palm trees, and things like that. And then like I was having this vision in my head of these colors, like that mixture, like that gumbo of colors, kind of like that's in my work, and and it was just like slowly getting there. Like I was doing patterns, and then one painting I ended up doing these triangles, and it was like from there it was like it was over. It was over.
It was like boom, you just went with
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it all came together. Whatever was in my mind at the time, which was like I guess you could just say like a blur of colors. Like I could kind of tell what I wanted to do, but I wasn't sure yet. Just being so new to it, and yeah, it came together. Kind of like it's like fine wine, man. What it all happened. So yeah, it was fun.
So when did you, and where did you showcase your first piece of art?
My first painting was At the Chinese Theater.
Oh, and
Hollywood, yeah. It was a group show. It was a bunch of different people. Warren Brand, the person that I mentioned earlier, he was the one that was putting on this show. It was a pretty massive show. That was my first show. Like I'm in the show with just numerous different artists that people, you know, known artists, like, and I'm just kind of new to the table type of thing. Don't know how to eat here. Don't know what's the manners, anything. But that show was everything. It was the show for me. It was the, I guess, motivational, inspirational, everything, like all in one night, because I was able to sell the piece that I had put in that show. And that was my first piece that I ever sold. And it was just kind of like the world stops, you know, like you realize, like, okay, all right, I understand now. Like what I'm doing, people kind of recognizing it, and I can keep going. It was just like one of those things, like I should keep going down this road. It might not look, you know, familiar, but I can keep going down this road because I'm making good, you know.
Yeah, you doing so. So what's interesting is, first of all, what catapulted you to go into the Coast Guard, if you don't mind?
Yeah, right out of probably I want to say 6 months after, because I played basketball in high school, so I thought that I was gonna be, you know, a basketball player for some time. So yeah, like I actually went to a school for basketball. It didn't so work out, so I was still trying to figure it out in the Coast Guard at that time. I had a buddy that was working on the base there, and so he was getting real familiar with just like the way that the Coast Guard moves, the way, you know, the things that they offer and everything. So he used to come back home like he just won $1 million every day. He's like, oh, the Coast Guard, the Coast Guard, the Coast Guard. And I used to just be like, man, you crazy. Like, nobody's going to the Coast Guard. Like, what? like, no. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, we all, me and two of my other buddies, we all joined at the same exact time. And those two are still in, and I'm the only one out. So, but it wasn't nothing bad, though.
You know,
They all,
were you creating while you were in the Coast Guard?
not at all. I was working. I was 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just working.
Really?
And that was what my mind was on. I had like a clothing line during that time, like late as I was getting out, I created a clothing line, which was pretty known. And I guess was kind of like the bridge over to me taking the art like to the next level, because I kind of like took that brand and like translated it over, or, you know, moved it over. But then I couldn't name my art like a name. It had to be my actual name. So I didn't want to name my stuff like Rob Hill. Like I didn't want to name it that at first. And people were like, how are we going to find you? You know, well, I kind of don't want my name on the art. I just want people to just, you know, just love the piece. But yeah, it ended up working out. Yeah, it ended up working out.
Yeah. So wait, so isn't that crazy? Like, at what point did you meet the other Rob Hill? And were people like exchange you guys all the time? So I know when we first met at the event, and I knew whose event I was going in for. Then I met you, and he's like, my name is Rob, and I was like, hey Rob, whatever. And I think the girl who was running the Hennessy event, she was like, oh, do you know Rob Hill? I was like, I do know Rob. She was like, no, do you know Rob Hill, the artist? I was like, there's another Rob Hill.
Man, me and him have like a history without a history type of thing. Nah, it's me and Rob actually met on social media. Our names just kept coming across. I mean, Rob is, you know, definitely a great person, man. You know, great guy out here, very known. And yeah, me and him, he was saying he was seeing me just as much as I was seeing him. Like, yeah, people send me, like, DM me his quotes, and they're like, thank you for this. And I'm like, I'm gonna have to forward this over to the real person, because I'm not him. But yeah, man, we basically we met on social media, and that was the first thing we got on the line, and it was just like we clicked like immediately, and it was just like, yeah, we were cool. I did a shortly after us meeting, we actually got together. I did a show in Washington D.C. with him, and it was great. It was good to just get in the room with him and like start to like, I don't know, see the reaction, I guess, because it's like people, like everybody's mind is blown when they're like, yeah, my name's Rob Hill. And they're like, oh yeah, so how you doing? It's like, oh, my name is Rob Hill. And they're like, and everybody think he's my dad. I don't know why, but everybody think he's my dad. I guess because he's a senior. He goes by Rob Hill Senior. I'm a junior. I go by Rob Hill Junior. So it's like,
Crazy. That's crazy.
yeah. So it's funny. That story is totally funny. But yeah, man, that's my boy. We talk about it every every time we get on the line. I'm just like, man, I'm glad you were Rob Hill, bro.
Crazy. That's so funny. Where did you guys have the exhibit in? Where'd you have the event in DC? I'm from DC.
It was downtown. It was at a WeWorks.
We were.
Yeah, yeah. It was a good event. I remember we had a couple little hiccups, but at the end it ended up being a great.
What you doing in San Francisco now?
I live in San Francisco.
Do you?
Yeah. I'm like back and forth from LA to SF, but I live in San Francisco. I moved out here last year to like finish up school. So I'm in school right now for fine arts painting at California College of the Arts.
Oh, dope. That's super dope. How you like living in San Fran? How is it up there? I've only
It's
been.
cool. It's cool. It comes with this. You have to get used to it. It's like the biggest small city ever. Like, because everybody thinks it's just like New York City big, but it's only 7 by 7 miles. So it's like everything is very compact. But I love San Fran. It allows you to be you. It just everybody here is just doing them. You're gonna see all types of walks of life. I'm from LA, so you know how LA is. It's kind of sectional, you know what I mean, and how things work. But here it's fun to be here. You don't have to worry about the same things. A lot of people are not worried about, just material things and all that. Everybody's just kind of living like in that like natural type of form, you know what I mean? Doing just like, yeah, just fun stuff. Like nobody's trying to stun on nobody or nothing like that. It's
Yeah.
fun.
We have grab this question. Someone has a question. When you
Okay.
sold your first piece, how did you feel?
Oh man, that was like it's something that you can't. I don't know for other people, but for me, I couldn't really explain it. It was something that I never really like experienced, and also I'm like in this, I guess this place where I'm trying to figure out if this is if this is it or if I should be doing this because I'm about to put all of my time and all my eggs into this. So it was a great time. At that time it was great, but it was definitely like just a crazy, I guess, event because it was just like a entering into a new world type of thing, and just learning the dynamics of that world. So
Yeah. Do you have brothers and sisters?
yes, 2 brothers, 2 sisters, man. Yeah.
Where do you fit? Are you in the middle? Where do you
I'm the
fit?
second oldest. I got a older sister, and then I got my sister, my younger sister, and then my 2 brothers is they
Brothers.
fall after that. Yeah.
Technically the only artist in the family.
No. I feel like my little brother he does music, so he's definitely an artist. My sister, she's a creative. She is a creator too. Honestly, both of my sisters, yeah. But nobody, yeah, I'm the only one that actually like sits down and paints and all that stuff.
Visual art. So did that come from your mom? Where in your family did that come from? Like, did you guys grow up with art in your household, music
Oh
in your
no, not at all. That's what I mean. Like it was something that it wasn't around. It really wasn't. So for me, it's been a lot of like teaching myself things, learning things, kind of like as I go, but just making sure that I have that dedication behind trying to learn more or get better. So it's been a lot of learning. It's a lot of learning, but I'm good with it.
Okay. So as a Black man in the creative and business space, and I say business because for those of you who don't know, Rob is wearing one of his pieces of merchandise, his hat, which is really dope. I love that blue.
Thank you.
I have to go on and copy. As a Black man in the creative and business spaces, what areas do you see there are some need of improvement and inclusivity?
I would say just people just learning more about, you know what I mean, like about what's going on, about the business and how to conduct, business. But yeah, people, we just got. I think that the biggest thing is the support. Like it's kind of like with the page that we on right now. I think that's the biggest problem is like people supporting people just naturally, not for a reason. None of those things like that. Everything else, I mean, we got some hiccups and, within a lot of different things, but I feel like, you got to start with something. I think that the learning and the support is the biggest thing for sure.
Yeah. So if you guys go to my page, you'll see there's a picture of my son and myself, like sitting on top of this, I don't know, whatever you call this in the streets. And we have on a shirt, one of Rob's. He has on a black one, I have an orange one, that I purchased like last year. But I got so much feedback and so many people asking me where I got this shirt from and where my son got the shirt from. And I just thought it was super fitting to, wear that shirt to support Black artists during that time.
Definitely.
I'm getting ready to say riots. It wasn't riot, but kind
Yeah.
during the protests for Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. What are your thoughts on the things that were going on during that time?
For me, I mean, I feel like it's definitely unfortunate. I mean, I've been around long enough to know exactly what's going on and definitely understand what's going on. But it's something that we all gotta like, what I mean? We all gotta get on one accord about, because just doing stuff here and there, like once we finish over here, it gets old over here, and then we get over here, and then it's like that is no longer standing type of thing. So we just gotta get to a point where we all like we have to learn more about each other. We can't just say, oh, we in a culture. Like we need you live in another state, another city, like you don't know, this person's, upbringing, their journey. So I think that learning, like I said before, is a lot to do with learning each other, but then the unity, like we gotta have the unity. It's definitely needed. And then at this time, we don't have no time for no no babying. Like you just gotta come right out the womb and start walking when it comes to this, to the subject, because it's like it's no time for us to like baby nothing or trying to make anything feel. No, we need to be straight up. We need to get things like handled and then like move forward. Real talk, because
yeah, I mean, I do Small Biz Saturdays with Mo. That was my contribution to continuing to support not only small businesses but artists and entrepreneurs. And for us to be able to connect, you know what I mean? Like we know people from different places. We know people from different cities and countries. And I think the only way for us to continue to connect and support each other is to, be a part of these platforms. So that's a huge reason why. Well, that's really the main reason why I started Small Biz Saturdays and Mo. So I want to coming on because I know you have been traveling and moving around and doing stuff. So I super appreciate you for that. Those of you who are on right now, stay tuned after Rob is done, because we have some free giveaways. I have some free giveaways that I'm offering in support of other small businesses too. So hold tight. So Rob, were you affected at all creatively or business-wise by the pandemic? And how?
I would say definitely. You know, I mean, I feel like this is a global, you know, problem. I mean, as much as you could try to say you wasn't affected, you were affected in some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? Either close, you know, close friends and family having issues, or you know, passing away. Creatively, I mean, I just try to adapt to the situation. Like I try not to look at the bad, or I try to look at the good in the bad. You know, but for me creating, like I like to be in my own space and like a way, so it kind of pushed me a little bit further into my art, you know, because I have to be with it every single day. It's no distractions, um, just allowing me to just kind of dig a little bit deeper as far as the work goes. And plus I've been in school, so you know, yeah, I've been pretty busy with Zoom classes since pandemic started. So like, yeah, I've definitely been busy.
And I agree. I mean, personally, myself, as a creative and an artist as well, I feel like this pandemic has like pushed and forced me to actually just like dive deeper, as you
Hmm.
say, and actually like to push harder
Most
because
definitely.
we have had to adapt to these new changes and these new times and different ways of doing things, different ways of marketing, different ways of connecting with other people. And I can see that. I can see that you have continued to ride the wave and like create your own lane and doing that with your art. I can see that. What are some of the things that inspire you in your art when you're creating, or like before you start like a new piece? What are some of the things that inspire you?
Uh, I mean, all the time, I always tell people, life, man, it seems so like regular, you know what I mean? But first, it is life, man. It's a lot of, I just had a lot going on, you know what I mean, before painting, and like a lot of family members that's not here no more. So, like, that's just one inspiration that kind of kicks me, you know what I mean, in the butt and kind of like keeps me going. But yeah, I just like seeing new things. I like architecture, you know, seeing new colors, seeing just different things happening around me. And I mean, sometimes it might just be the subject title that might, you know what I mean, or the subject that just inspired me to want to just, you know, like go crazy. So yeah, it depends. I'm pretty simple because I don't really, I honestly don't look at a lot of people art just because I'm like so, I guess, immersed in mine at times, and I'm just in a space where I'm trying to learn a lot about myself and my own art. But yeah, it's every now and then I catch some artists too that catch my eye and catch my it just have me like, whoa, like okay, yeah, I need to probably try something else. I need to do something else. I need to try
Yeah,
something new. So
yeah. For those of you who have just joined Small Biz Saturdays, you know this is visual artist and painter, LA, born and raised artist Rob Hill, because I know that I can hear that all in, I can hear it all in. And Rob's art is actually displayed behind him. It's always just like so full of color and graphics and geometrical shapes. Are there stories behind your pieces at all?
Yeah, usually I'll have, well, most of my, I'll just say that most of my pieces and my work is about just like unity and diversity and just like equality, like period. Um, but it just depends on what's going on. I'm not a person that kind of goes off of like what's going on. You know what I mean? I'm like try to stick to my plan and kind of create from within and like just let it kind of pour out. So yeah, I don't do any like sketching or anything like that. So yeah, a lot of things just kind of come in. It's just like pouring out, yeah, in a sense.
Yeah. Well, so what are your goals? What are your goals for 2021?
Just to continue to work, create a body of work for the end of my this year, basically the show. I got a couple of things that I got to finish up with school, of course, showing some work and just teaching them a little bit more about the work. So those things, that's my biggest thing is to finish this school this year. I'm done in fall, so just be there and then moving on, see what else is going on in the
Do
world.
you, do you have any showcases or anything coming up?
No, I don't. Nah. A lot of times, honestly, I throw my own shows. I like to do my own shows, throw my own shows, so that I can kind of keep the energy how I want it in the room, and kind of not water anything down. Because I like to have music, I like to have food, you know, plus the art and the fashion. So yeah, it's so that doesn't get watered down, and so that doesn't get stripped away. I usually just pay for myself to have my own shows and bring my people and my clients and stuff to the room where I feel like that.
Yes, so that's what I'm asking. Do you have something coming up where we can come support? Or
Not yet, not yet. I will definitely keep everybody posted though.
personally invite only?
No, it's not like that. I'm just, yeah, like I said, most of my stuff is like focused on school right now. A lot of my projects and stuff, so I don't really get to move around like I really want to. But yeah, I should have some stuff coming up. I definitely got some stuff on the calendar in the next like 2 months, and I don't want to kind of give out information until it's kind of like a little bit closer to it. But yeah, I have some stuff coming up for sure. Definitely.
Okay. What that means is that you guys, if you're not already following Rob, you go follow Rob at Rob Hill Art. Go check out his website. You can see his hat. His hat is super dope. His art is behind him. He has masks. He has trucker hats. He has T-shirts. Like, just really dope. So before we go, 5 questions. They're called the Quick 5.
All right.
Just off your head. Nothing to think about. All right. Are you ready?
Let's go.
All right. Favorite food?
Sushi.
Same.
Love sushi.
Do you eat sushi, or do you eat California?
From 0 to 11, I eat all of it.
Yeah. Love. All right. Favorite artist, favorite rap artist right now?
Larry June.
Who is that?
Larry June is a Bay Area rapper. He's into the organic lifestyle. He's going to talk to you about a little bit of boba, doing your taxes, you know, keeping your credit right. It's crazy. You got to tap into Larry June.
I don't know him. I gotta check him out. Okay.
He just opened up a boba shop out here in San Francisco, so he's definitely on his healthy lifestyle.
Up there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Say that. What's the question again? Sorry.
What's the most favorite country you've ever visited?
Peru.
Peru.
Yeah, I love Peru. There's some other countries out there, but Peru is. I mean, I've been there and I enjoyed it. It was pretty cool to see just their culture and just like the art and the lifestyle, the food. Yeah, I like it. I love it.
Favorite color?
I'm gonna lean towards like, I don't know, black. I like to wear black or blue for some reason. So I would put those 2 at my top 2.
Top 2, okay. And last but not least, what's a place in the world that you wouldn't mind living, like going to live outside of the U.S.?
I don't know. For some reason, I keep thinking about Japan. All my stuff is like art, you know, connected to the art and like pushing, you know, towards a new level. So it'll either be somewhere in Europe or probably in like Japan. Yeah, I would say Japan. It's other places in Asia, but Japan is like, they understand. They understand exactly what I'm doing. So
I can see that. Then you most definitely would come into some good sushi over there. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like that.
All right, Rob. But thank you so much for sharing some of your time on Saturday. It was a pleasure meeting you at the event, and I love following your work. You guys make sure you go follow Rob Hill Art. Continue to support artists and continue to support small business owners. Check out his website. Nate, tell us one thing about you that we don't know.
And I told you I was in the Coast Guard. I mean, I don't know. I'm simple. I keep it simple. I used to play basketball. I was in the Coast Guard. I like to go. I bike ride a lot. That's what I do. Yeah, I do bike ride miles. Yeah, for sure. I love the bike ride.
I stay up. Much love to you. Continue blessings on everything. You know, I always stay in touch and follow you and everything.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having me. And yeah, this was a pleasure, man. Have fun. Thank you, everybody that showed up and tuned in. And yeah, hopefully we can do this again in the future.
Absolutely. All right, Rob. We'll see you. Have a good weekend, babe.
You too.
Thank you guys for joining. We'll see you later. Small Biz Saturdays with Mo.
My big speedy, eating, munching, living, run it up. I put in that work.